here's something to tickle the brain. I hope. Some of you will get it, some of you won't. And that's okay. But I look around me and I see this world is fucked. And I've seen this for a long time. For a very long time. So I find it very difficult to find words that are impactful enough to describe what I'm feeling. I stay at home most of the time because I've decided that calling myself to action is very important in terms of overcoming what this world is facing and building resilience. When I go into town, I see everybody's busy with some hustle to make money for the day so that they can survive. And I'm also on a hustle permanently. But it's very difficult to do what I do, because most of it relies on getting the people that I manage to reach to take some form of action. And what I have mostly for that is my platforms on social media. And it seems like I'm faced with an audience that is predominantly like a peanut gallery, clapping from the grandstands, looking at me and what I do, perhaps not quite understanding the value of what I'm trying to achieve. And viewing what I do almost like me sitting in my sandbox, building sandcastles. I'm not building sandcastles. The daily hustle to try and earn money is not sustainable. It's simply not sustainable. And that's building sandcastles. I am building resilient systems. Resilient ideas and plans of effort to create value. Value that is currently still overlooked by the majority of society. And that's my biggest challenge. It is not sustainable to try and find a daily hustle. That daily hustle is all based on exploitation. Exploitation of people, their time and their effort, exploitation of the raw materials that ultimately come somewhere from nature, the exploitation of the end user who's always sold something more than what they get, so that the hustler can convince the buyer that they are getting more than what they're giving, but the hustler needs to get more than what they are giving. There's no other way. And you've got one of two options. Either you exploit your own time, or you pass it down the line to menial workers who then get exploited, and choosing cheaper materials so that you can deliver the whole thing for less, but you're compromising by exploiting your entire environment. And I can't do that. So I try to find ways of turning something overlooked into something of value, a residue of society that has been deemed valueless, and put some effort into making it something useful again, without exploiting, even all the way down to the packaging. If I try and create something that would be a product, my biggest challenge is, how do I package it? How do I package it eco-friendly without spending a whole bunch of money on eco-friendly packaging, and without getting involved in single-use plastic packaging? These are real hurdles, especially for an individual to overcome. How do I get team without exploiting individuals until there is the money to pay them what they're actually worth? So I have to do it on my own and just keep showcasing opportunities and ideas. And I'm not building sandcastles. The world out there is building sandcastles, and everything's collapsing, and it's getting faster. Fuel is getting more expensive. Other energy systems are getting more expensive. Food from the groceries is getting more expensive. All the water is dirty. Bricks are not getting cheaper. Cement is not getting cheaper. The way the world is doing things is breaking everything down, and everybody's playing along. And once you see it and it means enough to you, it becomes very difficult to participate. So I urge you to pay attention to what I do, because they are all opportunities. Through identifying overlooked resources and residues and natural materials and recycle and skills, which are basic skills that you would have, that are industry standard skills. And put that all together into creating something of value that will outlast the collapse of society that we are experiencing currently. AI is coming for your job. AI will never touch my job, ever. Because I call myself to action, and I look at what's lying at my feet, and I pick it up, and I turn it into something that is valuable. Not necessarily even to sell it to someone else, or to sell a lesson of how to make it to someone else, but to use it in my own life, to adopt it as a lifestyle practice, as a novelty that I get to enjoy. And most of these novelties are novelties no one else gets to enjoy, because they're too flippin' expensive for anyone to afford. I get to have them because I make them myself. So it's never a waste of time for me to cut my teeth on an idea or an application or a potential product idea, because if I choose to do it, it's because it's valuable enough for me that I'm making one because I want one. I want one so that I can use it. The day I get to build my own building, I'm not going to be buying cement and bricks. I've collected so much recycled building material for all the building components that are needed in and around a structure. But I'm going to build my dwelling out of recycled shipping containers and earth and grass, because it's lying at my feet. And I'm going to get all the water I need from the local environment. Not rain, not only rainwater. Rain is only one of the ways of catching water. There's water everywhere. Every leaf is catching water, every morning, every evening. It's a hard and lonely journey. But this is my journey, and it's almost not even by choice. I cannot participate in society because it's dirty. All the practices are dirty. So what I'm hoping and wishing for is that maybe somehow, through exposure, I can acquire something a little more than just a peanut gallery out there clapping from the grandstands. But people who will actually engage with action to make this bigger than just me trying to show what can be done without participating in all of the dirty activities that make up society and industry and the hustle and the shackles of finding something to eat every day, finding something to drink every day, having a dry and warm place to sleep every day, and celebrating life with novelties. Not that you pushed money towards so that you can have them, novelties that you push energy and effort and activity into, to have something that no one else can have. True wealth and worth lies in your skills and your knowledge and your ability. Learned intelligence beyond AI. How to actually use your fingers to do something, to make something, to solve some kind of a problem in your actual physical life. Because your nerves are feeling the cold, because your nerves are feeling the hunger, because your body is feeling the thirst. Those real, natural things. AI can't take that away. Technology cannot replace you in those things. We need to improve our own environments for physical health, for nature, for our emotional, psychological, and mental health, lifestyle activities, community, get together, laughing, smiling, doing together, to build something of value, real value. AI can't do that. AI can't do human activity input. It can book and pay for human activity input. But that's the magic of people. That's what AI and technology will never replace. Never ever. This. So please, do more than just clap from the grandstands. We need action. I need people who get involved and help me build this bigger than I can myself.